There's another little thing I want to touch on. I may have touched on it very early on in the piece, but it's a great option for those of you who aren't really feeling like waving a soldering iron around when it comes to building solar systems. Those of you who don't, the best way to go, if you don't really trust yourself to overheat and burn out charge controllers, is to use automotive crimping tools and the little eyelets that you can crimp, and you just strip back the wire and crimp it. But for some of you, you mightn't even feel that way inclined. Some women and plenty of men aren't terribly good when it comes to anything mechanical or even electrical for that matter. So there's another option that I've been seeing for quite a while now, and I think I should touch on it. I may have touched on it before, like when I first started my channel, but I can't really remember. But I'll touch on it now, and that is, if you work still and you're at a place where you can get electricity, mains power, what you can do is, this is a little bit more costly, but it is an option. There's all these different power tool brands, like I'm talking cordless drills and stuff like that. And if you actually go looking in the hardware store, they'll have all these same cordless tools of a certain brand that will take an 18-volt battery, and they may have several that take a 12-volt battery. Now there's another one we've got over here called Ryobi One Plus. And that allows you to, you buy your tools and your batteries and your chargers separate, so you don't end up with a battery for every blooming tool. So you can just buy one battery or two batteries and then have a whole circus of tools. But the Ryobi One Plus line and a lot of other high-end brands are doing the same thing. You'll find it's not just tools anymore they've got. Ryobi One Plus actually has fluorescent lamps, and you just get the cordless drill battery, another big bang of light, whack it in the back of a fluorescent lamp, and you've got a fluorescent lamp. I'm not talking a torch, I'm talking a fluorescent lamp, and with a bit of string you can wire the damn thing up to the ceiling. You know, and there's also one that I've probably recently shown on my channel, which is a fan, so you can keep cool in the summer. The blasted thing goes for 10 hours off one battery. There's torches. Ryobi One Plus even has a vacuum cleaner, like a little dust buster one, you know, those tiny little ones. You know, whack the cordless drill battery in. And what I'm trying to say is, if you still have a job or you have access to electricity easily enough, what you can do is you can buy a charger and you know, a battery or several batteries. Would probably be better to have about two or three at least, and go and charge them up. And while you're at work, take this thing in your lunchbox, in your briefcase, whatever. And if you work in an office space where you've got a whole heap of plugs under the desk for computers and that, just lean under and plug it in, or have a little backpack and literally get the charger, and a lot of them are fine with this. You can get the charger and you put the battery in the charger, and then when you get to work, just stick your backpack up against the power point and sort of just have the lead slip out the side and go into the power point. And if the lead's waving up, what you do is you get your two zippers and you close them in together where your lead comes out, and then you basically lean your backpack against the power point. So if a boss walks past, you won't even see the lead out, because you have the power point and it's plugged in, and then the lead comes in the side, and you've got it zipped up, and you've got the whole bag leaning against the front of the power point, so you can't see there's actually something plugged in it. And that'll allow you to change the battery. And when it's smoko time, or other people aren't really noticing, or whatever, or the boss has walked out of the room, you can just have a look in your back, change your battery over. And then you can always take home, charge up batteries from work, and your boss, even if he finds out you're doing it, might feel sympathetic to the fact that you're living without electricity or whatever, and let you do it without a problem, and you won't have to hide doing it. Although some bosses are real hard cases and they just like to rub your nose in it anyway, some of the nastier bosses. But that'll allow you to have a light, quite possibly fluorescent. I'm not too sure if I've seen LED ones. I think there's one brand that's got an LED light, but before too long they will undoubtedly have one of these torch ones or whatever that's an LED light, which will run way longer than your normal incandescent old-style globe one, and probably longer than your fluorescent one as well, I'd say. And yeah, you know, between blooming fans and for summer and lights, you've dug yourself out of the poo without any electrical knowledge whatsoever, and you now got yourself the ability to keep cool in the summer, or sort of keep cool in the summer, and you know, have lighting. And the other big one, I forgot to mention this, radios. They all have radios, so you can easily, you know, have radio and listen to whoever of a night time for a bit of entertainment. You know, it might be as grand as watching TV. Not that I like watching TV that much, but you know, it'll be a bit of something to keep you from getting bored, if you're not one of these people that reads books very much, or you run out of books to read temporarily. And yeah, and you've never had to touch a single wire or a single clip, fitting, soldering on or anything like that, to sort of be able to be all right. So yeah, that's a great option, but there's not just one brand, there's quite a lot of brands. So go have a geezer. Where I am in my country, the Ryobi One Plus is probably the cheaper one, because all the other ones are really high class, quite high class brands. And yeah, but don't go stupid and go buying like a whole shitstorm of like, what's his name is, like a whole heap of stuff you don't need, like reciprocating saws and drills, if you're never going to use them anyway, because that's just a big waste of money, and you shouldn't have to either. Another one I want to mention is a few of the radios. I know at least the DeWalt brand radios, they actually have a charger built into them. And so you take the radio in and you plug it into the power point, and little do they know that, you know, that's, you're actually charging a battery and run the radio at the same time. And we used to use one of those on site when I was building pergolas and that, and they just used to whack the plug in, and if, you know, if you had to pack up or whatever, they'd leave it going for a while, or if they went to a place where it's, you know, the person was still trying to organise what plug they were going to put in on it, you know, you had radio run off batteries for a while there. And yeah, so that's one that I should say to the electrically very uninitiated that could help them out if they're stuck without electricity.